Welcome back. In the previous part, we had a run-in with a horny man. It's time for us to return back to the Galka Shrine and meet up with Ray.
Ray, we have returned with ill tidings.
Huh? Are you okay? You look terrible.
Blame the weirdo who tried to bust in and destroy Elena before her repairs were done.
What?
Was some giant purple-skinned asshole. Who the hell are the people on this rock with horns growing out of their heads?
You guys ran into one too!
I would hardly call our foe a giant, but he most certainly had the skin and horn you describe.
Think our days of taking it slow and steady are behind us.
Perhaps, but for now you should sleep. You may not have another chance for a while. And you look ready to keel over. We shall stand watch for you. We are more than capable. Please, rest while you can.
Yeah, that might be a good idea, actually. Alright. You guys mind waking Midas up before I...
Good night, Ray.
Ray? Ray? It's time to get up. You're awake, finally.
Morning to you too. How you feeling?
Self-repairs are ongoing, but I'm at least able to operate at 70% capacity. I can move just fine now.
Ah, I slept through your first steps. Some captain I am.
Midas was there for me, in your stead.
Oh yeah? Thanks, man.
Nonsense. Any doctor or inventor would do the same.
Now that I've recovered, I can assist you. So, Captain, status report.
Chloe's down here. Likely on the other side of the kingdom. We're gonna find her. Laeticia and the others have promised to help us out, thankfully. Thing is, I kinda had to promise them something in return. That I'd help cajole Midas into returning with them to the capital.
Your efforts on that front will be in vain.
Midas. Should my system see a marked drop in performance, for some reason or another, it would be helpful to have someone familiar with my schematics besides Ray nearby. That way, any problems that arise could be quickly dealt with.
And if I say no?
Then we would bid you farewell, and that would be that. Were I to require help on my journey, I would seek out a local semiomancer or engineer.
Enough, I'm coming. I've Albert's arm to consider after all.
You will?
But I'm only accompanying you lot for purely semiomantic reasons. I reserve the right to leave whensoever I wish.
Appreciate it.
Now, as for Chloe, any idea on how to begin our search?
We have heard from reliable sources that Rythel's ports are meant to reopen in due course. And the quickest way to the easterly lands is by ship through the channel.
Sounds like a plan. Come on, we got a boat with our name on it.
What, literally? Who put that there?
Ahoy! Remember me, Welch, the beautiful merchant magnate with genius-level smarts? I need something like yesterday. I'll give you the deets in person, so come to my house in Belric ASAP. Do you copy? Ugh, AS.
Is the town of Rythel far from our current location?
Yes, to an extent. Rythel is located in Delvier, beyond the region of Larkus.
And that's after we get through the Adali region and the Larkus Weald.
Right, off to Rythel then.
I think we're in luck. You know what they say. When ships come to dock, birds arrive by the flock. This must mean the ferries are up and running again. Like, just look at all those birds.
I doubt a mere fleet of ships brought this many birds here.
Ah, filthy pests!
Maester, Are you alright?
I'm fine. I knew nothing good would come from fraternizing with you royals.
I think it's the other way around. It's karma for you being such a sourpuss.
What was that?
Ew, gross! Get away from me! What's up, Elena? Is something wrong?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh, the stench.
Am I crazy, or has the number of people on the streets taken a huge dive?
It certainly has. There seem to be even fewer people than when we were last here. But why?
Sorry to spring this on you all.
The lack of people makes the frame rate better, at least.
Dr. Vanel, what's going on with the village?
There you are, Nina. I'd love to know the same. It's been this way since the first ferry arrived from the east.
Everyone, do not be alarmed, but I believe we should vacate the area as soon as possible.
Why?
This village might be experiencing an outbreak. If any of you, especially Ray, got infected, it could be fatal.
Wait, but can't we?
Doctor, isn't there something you can do about this? Some medicine or semiomancy you can use?
We have symbols to reduce fever and cough, but those merely treat the symptoms. They are not a cure for the malady.
Let me get this straight. Ships brought this disease with them, right? Meaning it originated somewhere in the east. Thus, worst case scenario, the whole eastern half of the kingdom could become infected too. Therefore, if we just leave this disease to spread,
It would still pose an immense risk to you and Chloe at the very least. Understood. Just to be safe, however, everyone besides Nina should move as far away from this infirmary as possible. I also strongly encourage the use of face masks. Cloth will suffice if none are available.
Gotcha. Dr. Vanel, Elena will provide help. Just fill her in on the details.
Pardon me, are you a doctor?
No, but I have the skills and knowledge comparable to one. Also, it's impossible for me to become infected. I can safely examine the most ill of patients. This is ground zero, Ray. Take the others far away from here.
Not to another town, though. That would be a bad idea.
Let's just hole up here for the day. I don't want to incur Elena's wrath.
I'm curious as to what form that would take. I'm sure it would make for quite the spectacle.
You're a braver man than I.
At any rate, I must go. Some of us have to wash feculence from their raiment.
All right, then. In the meantime, we should sit tight until we hear word from Nina and Elena. Can such flimsy cloth truly prevent us from contracting the illness?
Not really, but it's still better than nothing. Plus, you're not just wearing one for your own health. If you ever get sick, it'll keep you from infecting other people, to some extent.
I don't understand. How does the act of covering one's mouth and nose prevent the spread of disease?
Oh, right. You're not really up on bacteria and viruses, are you? Would really like to ask Midas just how much people here know about that kind of thing, but where is he? Still getting his beauty sleep?
That's one way of putting it. Really does depend how this bacteria is transmitted, though, between people. Because, like, the mask would work fine if it's via droplets. Other ways, not so much. I mean, we know it's by bird poop. That's one of the ways.
Hey, Midas, the hell you still in bed for? Time to get up and face the day.
Ray, please, not a step further.
Huh?
Contact Elena this instant. He could be in danger.
Okay, you got it. Elena, you busy right now? Looks like there's something wrong with Midas.
His temperature is more than high enough to constitute a fever.
Will he be all right?
Still too early to say. We must rush to collect some samples, however. Those birds' feces.
Ugh, why do we need that?
Simple. Because it serves as a breeding ground for a specific type of bacteria. That bacteria causes Helgar's disease, or colloquially, the rot.
The scourge ravaging this village is Helgar's disease? And Maester Felgreed.
Laeticia, remain calm. It may be a fatal disease for the people of this planet, but it can be eliminated.
Is that really possible?
Yes. I read through all the research in Nina's possession. Using that, we should be able to create an antibiotic. We cannot, however, fashion it out of thin air. I'll need multiple samples of the microbe. As it resides in birds' fecal matter, that's what we'll collect.
Aren't you overlooking something? Rifle is a veritable aviary at this point. With this many birds here, isn't it already too late to save the town?
At first glance, but there aren't many people infected. Why is unclear, but the samples will help elucidate that. Don't worry, I will do the actual collection.
So where do we find these samples? The port?
No, in the many roosts that have sprung up all over town. By observing their flight patterns, I discovered something. Each bird belongs to a distinct social group. If we investigate the nests of these groups, it should yield invaluable information.
We've not a moment to lose.
Let's go get some poop.
I finished collecting the sample. Let's proceed to the next.
The rifle market is well stocked.
Rifle market is well stocked. It would be. Everyone's ill. They can't come and buy some food. Again, I'm forgetting I can't do my double. So it really throws me off. I was like, I can just do that again. I don't need to get it accurately. Oh god. Again. Same issue. So there's no new game plus, so I can't sort
I
it.
finished collecting the sample.
But there, it's like, well, I'll just oh. I won't be able to get there anyway. I was gonna say I'll just float down, then use it again. I can't. I can't. Oh, I remember, yeah, there's like a little cave, isn't there? Cave of Wonders. Oh, it just feels so weird not being able to do it again. Like, you get used to things. There we go.
Hey, Laeticia, Albert. Is it just me, or have we seen that somewhere before?
No, we have. It's identical to what we saw in the mines.
They possess morphological abnormalities. You said you've seen this species before?
Yes, in the Delric mines.
Right now, Midas's health is our top priority. The villagers can deal with this avian infestation themselves after we found a cure.
Indeed.
Indeed. I still like this Duma mechanic though. That's why I find the boss fights where you suddenly can't use Duma very strange. Because I'm not used to it. I'm used to just bouncing around like crazy. It's fun.
This zone of inhibition is huge! I think we did it!
Yes, I believe we did, Nina. I must give you credit. Selecting the perfect herb from all of our options was no easy task.
Well, after all, it is my specialty.
You have a keen eye. I forgot I even had it stocked. What exactly is that circle?
Do you see the white part of this plate? It's filled with bacteria. Organisms that are so small they cannot be seen with the naked eye. It's these invisible organisms that have made your villagers fall ill. As for this circle, it's called a zone of inhibition. It forms around the site where you place your prospective antidote. The larger it is, the more effective your drug is at killing the bacteria. Meaning,
If we give this drug to people, they won't be afflicted by the disease anymore?
not entirely correct. An antibiotic merely eliminates the cause of the disease. Whether or not the patient is able to recover depends on other factors.
Regardless, it will still rid the world of Helgars, right? That's quite the medicine. What's more, you don't even need iatromancy to create it.
Elena?
Ray, a moment, if you will.
At last, an end to our worries. Soon the kingdom shall be free of this plague.
I hate to ask this, but Dr. Vanel, don't you agree we should keep this medicine a secret for now?
Yes, I do.
Why is that?
Because the plant used to make it can only be found in one location, and in limited numbers. With as few plants as there are, there's no way we can make enough doses for everyone.
And where might we be able to find these elusive plants?
Mount Cotto, and nowhere else. It's just to the north of Cotto, and the quickest way I know to get there would be by ferry.
If Cotto's along the ferry route as well, their citizens might also have fallen ill.
This is awful. I know it's better to keep this hidden, but I still can't help feeling...
Nina.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna go get Elena. Before we do anything, first we need Uncle Midas to get well again. Morning, Uncle Midas. You feeling any better?
Well enough, but I'm much too old to go through all that again.
You should count your lucky stars since your quick recovery is pretty miraculous.
I heard. It seems I was struck with the rot. I owe you two.
It's all thanks to Nina. Her many years of diligent research are what paved the way for this discovery. Without her research, it would have been almost impossible to find the plant that contained the appropriate compound.
Filberto would be pleased to hear that.
Thanks.
Well, now that Midas is back to form, I say we're eastward bound.
About that. I hate to put a damper on things, but after the disaster with the first one, they've stopped running the ferries again.
Please tell me you're joking. At this rate, we're never going to be able to search for Chloe.
If you've the stamina, I know a way to Cotto, and maybe her. The trail leads from where we repaired Elena, and over the peak of Galca-Lemphis.
A trail? There?
It fell out of use over a century ago, so I'd be more surprised if you did know of it. Once we're over, we'll make for Mount Cotto. The herbs for your medicine can be found there. And I imagine the Cotto seaport will need said cure if we hope to see their ferry services return in a timely manner, yes?
Then you will assist us. Thank you, Maester Felgreed.
Stop. I'm only accompanying you because of Albert and Elena. And I suppose for the sake of Ada itself, it's not uncommon for the residents to visit flatland settlements. We should have the cure on hand in case one succumbs to the rot.
Excuses, excuses.
Silence, whelp. Now, unless anyone wants to experience what I did, I say we get moving.
The start of a beautiful friendship.
He's just not good at expressing himself, but he'll come around. I'm sure you and Albert can both sympathize with his plight.
Huh? The hell's that mean?
I think I might have an idea.
Silence, well. Alright, so let's head back to the Galkia Shrine now, and then start our journey towards Cotto.
Well, sure is imposing enough to be hallowed.
Hence the shrine erected at its base. Compared to this, your climb to Ada was a morning constitutional.
Noted. but if Australians could scale this mountain a century ago, I see no reason why we can't.
Might I remind you, Midas, you're still convalescing, and I heard Albert also fell ill at one point. Please exercise caution.
Pardon me, but might it behoove us to pray for our safe passage?
Not if you're in as much of a hurry as you say.
If it's not too much trouble, I'd like to pray as well.
Why?
My pod crash-landed in this shrine's sanctuary, leaving it in utter ruin. If a tutelar does preside over this mountain, I should apologize to it for my transgression. Isn't that right, Ray?
As you wish.
Alright, so our next stop should be partway up the mountain, making camp.
The automaton sleeps.
She does, but why do you ask?
I doubt you understand. This is clearly beyond your ken.
After all I have seen, little would vex me about Ray or Elena.
But you saw what should be her muscles and bones. Those were no human innards.
I assumed it was similar to how we encountered the man with the horned pate. A new race, one with a drastically different anatomy.
I see. In actuality, what is Elena?
She's what we call an android. A highly advanced mechanical doll modeled after a human.
Pardon me, I find that hard to fathom.
Laeticia, the operative phrase here is highly advanced. Remember my Lago mower in Ada?
I do.
Would that think to pray to a god?
Well, no.
Neither would Elena, and yet she was able to sense the anxiety in your facial expression, make a moral appeal to Raymond, and coax us in what she calculated would be the right direction. That is a feat even some of us humans cannot perform. Raymond, I must ask, though she may be a doll, there must be something special about her, no?
If you want to know if she's special to me, then yes. But if you mean in general, no. Where I'm from, you bump into androids everywhere.
Preposterous, but also enticing. All right, I've made up my mind. I do not believe we have discussed my payment for repairing Elena. As compensation, you will take me back to your homeland with you.
Just so you know, that's not really for me to decide, but I'll put in a good word for you.
I am not asking.
Yeah, I heard you. Don't worry, I'll do all I can.
What wonders abound there?
Laeticia?
Please, pay me no mind.
Then the matter is settled. Now, may we endeavor to complete these fools' errands? And may a certain royal retainer come to terms with his fate?
I am certain he shall.
Nah, he won't. Right, so I'm going to continue trekking down the mountain now, and we'll be at the seaport of Cotto in just a second.
Hey, is that... Looks like people from town are headed this way. Any clue who they are?
Cotto City Guard, I presume. Would you kindly fall back, Your Highness?
Halt! Who goes there? And what business have you on this side of Mount Cotto?
We mean no harm. We are but travelers wishing to return to the capital.
Cotto has closed its gates to all outsiders. I strongly suggest you return from whence you came. Now be gone.
What? But we just finished our descent. You can't send us right back.
Be silent. Either return to the west, or return with us as prisoners. Lest you wish to rot in a cell, I suggest you leave now.
Save your breath. The knights of this realm hear naught but the sound of their own voices.
What was that?
You didn't hear? I said the only weapon these pompous blowhards can wield is hot air.
What do you think you're doing?
Bastard! One does not impugn the city guard without consequence!
I will take point.
Damn it, Midas. Careful, I don't want to leave.
Energy levels
efficient output.
Keep your distance.
Acceleration.
No, I cannot.
Stay where you are. Energy levels.
It is ours.
Well, that's over with.
Anyway,
Impudent knaves! You'll regret this!
Guys, they're calling for backup.
Have we no recourse but to reveal that we're with the crown?
Before that, Albert, do you not recognize that armor?
I must admit, I never expected to see your face this far west.
Theo!
Commander? Well met, Sir Albert Bergholm. Stretching our legs with a jaunt over Galcalemthus, are we?
Bergholm? The one from the King's Guard?
Yes, the very same. Therefore, I believe an apology is in order.
Please, forgive us.
Water under the bridge. I must also apologize for my colleague's uncouth behavior.
I merely showed them all the respect their station commands.
As ill-humored and sharp-tongued as always, Maester Felgreed. It's a wonder you deigned to join hands with anyone at all. But enough small talk. Follow me. My compatriots did speak the truth about Cotto, you know. Please don't go about repeating this to anyone. The rot has taken root here.
Do you know the cause of the outbreak in Cotto?
A blackguard who is purposefully spreading the disease. Hence why these forces have been mobilized.
Purposefully spreading?
Correct. Just so happens that as the first townspeople fell ill, rumors of a young woman clad in strange garb began to circulate. She is the reason I'm here. Now, if you would all accompany me to my office.
I will. Or maybe you'll accompany me.
Now then, you two, mind introducing yourselves? I believe I'm long overdue an introduction.
Well, aren't you self-important?
As I've explained before, we are in pursuit of a woman in peculiar garb. And to my eye, it would seem you bear some connection to her.
Oh, and what if I did?
Then I would take you in for questioning. I should have already done so the moment I laid eyes on you. You are too suspicious by half to keep the company of one such as her.
Enough of this, cousin!
Cousin?
You overstep your bounds. You will treat these two with utmost civility.
Someone feels strongly. Do you, Albie?
Albie?
In truth, we would not have made it nearly this far without their assistance. And can we leave that nickname in the past where it belongs?
Did not expect that. Even if you say they are to be trusted, who am I to believe otherwise? I suppose a maester wouldn't tag along with just anyone. Speaking of your party, am I correct in assuming you're Maester de Forge's daughter?
Whoa, you know who I am?
I happened to be a member of the King's Guard when His Majesty visited Delric for your father's funeral.
Oh, sorry to be blunt, but who are you exactly? I get that you know Albert and Laeticia, but they've never mentioned you before.
I am Theo Clemrath, son of Duke Lambert Clemrath, brother to His Majesty the King, cousin to Princess Laeticia.
Clemrath? Wait, Theo, as in Commander Theo of the Assyrian Naval Forces? I'm so sorry!
There's no need to be, I assure you. Any friend of Albie and Letty's is a friend of mine. However, I can't be friends with those whose names I don't yet know. So, would you care to rectify the situation?
I am Raymond Lawrence.
And I'm Elena.
Well then, Ray, Elena. I think it's high time we got to talking. I'm sure there's much to discuss.
Oh, yes.
If it weren't for Letty, I'd think you'd lost your minds.
I know it's crazy, but that woman you're after could be one of my crewmates. And if it is, there's no way she's the source of the rot.
Though I'm inclined to believe you, our political situation with the Empire complicates matters. Residents of Baldar's Citadel are evacuating in droves, seeking safe harbor in the capital in Cotto. Many suspect that a number of Imperial spies have used this exodus to slip unseen into our lands. The People's Guard is up. Anything outside the norm is viewed askance.
So the Commons have seen this woman, then?
Eyewitness reports claim she was spotted near the Tines. Soon after the encounter, the rot took hold here, to which many and more succumbed. As much as I would like to investigate further, I can't risk it. The mountains are far too dangerous.
Is there truly not to be done?
Yes, as it stands, we are severely short-handed. You saw how I was the only one who responded to your commotion with the guards.
Well, if you require helping hands...
Then you're in luck, 'cause you've come to the right people.
We'll investigate for you.
Of course.
Theo, Nina and Elena have made the discovery of the century. They have found a cure for Helgars.
What?
And it just so happens the herbs we need can be found on that mountain. Commander, I know the place is dangerous, but could you allow us access to the Tines?
Please, cousin.
How can I say no? It's not every day Letty thinks to use the word please with me. I would like to offer you something in return, though. Perhaps I can make some headway in the search for your comrade. So, what should I know about her?
Well, her name's Chloe Canaris, and she'll probably be dressed like us.
What sorcery is this?
She's a jumpy one, so no wanted posters or anything like that, got it?
As you wish. Likewise, refrain from pulling that trick again. The townspeople are on edge enough as it is.
I'm just imagining people like, burn the witch! Burn him! Burn the magic man! You know, that sort of thing. But I think this would be a good place to end this part, and the next part will start basically at the top of the mountain. That's probably for the best, isn't it? I don't think we have a scene outside, do we?
I am curious to see the state of the infirmary.
So, we'll end this part here, and in the next part, we'll start up partway up the mountain. I think we get our first scene when some worms attack, that sort of thing. So, we'll see you in the next part as we make our way up the mountain.